I opened my first yoga studio at 22 in 2007. It's called Body Heat Sarasota. It's a hot and power yoga studio. And with the hot yoga class, it's 105 degrees. You got 26 postures. It's a 90-minute class. So you're getting your cardiovascular workout in at the same time that you're getting your relaxation and your mental workout in. You probably burn about 800 to 1,000 calories a class. A lot of people are turned off by the word yoga, as was I a long time ago, because they think of it as a religion. It's really not a religion. There's certain classes that you can go to where it's going to go down that route, but in the hot yoga class I look at it as a workout, as an exercise, as a movement, as a rehab. I like to teach yoga to athletes because I really believe that when you start to train, and a lot of the times we get into that point where we're overtraining because of what we need to do and what we need to succeed at, and that's okay, but the balance that you have to balance those two things out. So when you go into a yoga class, you actually stop the mind and let the body open up and stretch out. You notice a huge difference in how you feel mentally, yes, but how you look on the outside. My body went from being short and compact to looking long and lean. My favorite thing about yoga is when you get into one move, there's always another place in that posture to go to. So you can always go deeper and deeper into the posture, or you can stay at the first step. The first breathing exercise in your hot yoga class is good for your lungs and your respiratory system. You breathe in through the nose and exhale through your mouth, all the while using your throat. Interlace all 10 fingers nice and tight beneath your chin and thumbs against your throat. On the inhale, your chin stays parallel and elbows lift up, full lungs. Exhale, exhale out the mouth, pushing your chin back, elbows squeeze away from the chest. Back to the inhale, and you repeat that 8 times. It's preparing your body for your practice and for your workout. In a hot yoga class, you're going to do the same postures every time you come to the class, but there's always a different depth that you can go to in the posture. When you're in the class, a teacher is going to explain it word by word, and they'll actually say if you feel comfortable or if you have your positioning, you can move on into the next step. I'm going to demonstrate some postures for you right here that you would probably do in any yoga class that you go to. I'm going to start off with a basic warrior position. What you do is you separate your feet 4 feet apart. You bend your right thigh. So the thigh's parallel to the floor, knees over the ankle, not the toe. 2 arms are extending in opposite directions, looking over your right shoulder. You bring your left hand to the right, pivot on the ball of your left foot and stretch up out of your waistline. So here you're getting this stretch and extension in the front of your left hip flexor, as well as looking backwards, getting a nice arch in the back and backward bending. When you come out, you engage the core, working your abdominal wall. Your left hand is out and the left leg comes back out into your warrior 2. So you're tightening and strengthening your thigh. Triangle position, you turn your palms, engage your core. Slowly bring your upper body down with the lower body. As you move slow, you work your abdominal wall. Push your right knee back at the elbow and stretch your right fingertips down. Looking up towards the ceiling, chin is to the shoulder. So you open up your chest and rib cage, as well as opening up your right hip and feeling an extension in front of your left hip flexor. You can move on deeper in this posture if you feel comfortable, a full bind. Right arm comes underneath your right thigh, left arm comes behind, and you interlace your fingers together. Once you get here, you push your right knee back, again opening up all the way in the right hip, and pull the left shoulder back, opening up in your chest, your hips, and your pelvis. So we're going to move on to a basic yoga posture. It's called the tree pose. It's used to open up the hips, the knees. You lift your right leg up with the help of your left hand. Grab your right foot from underneath so the sole of the foot's facing the ceiling. Use your bicep strength to pull your heel up and push your right knee down and back. Right hand comes to the center of the chest, and if your foot's not going to slip, you can bring the left hand to the center. Your navel's drawing towards your spine, ears are back over the shoulders. So again, really feeling the hip opening. If you're ready to move on in this posture, in our hot yoga series, we go deeper. You look at the floor 4 feet in front of you and you bend at the hips. Place the fingertips onto the floor and slowly, gently bend your left knee so that your left heel peels up. Lifting in the chest, staying lifted up off the heel, you start to walk your hands to the side. Now this is a balance posture, so you're working on your balance and your strength. Core is tight, eyes are on one spot. And then slowly, one hand to the center of the chest at a time, so you're in a natural human traction. Staying lifted up off the heel, and if you feel good, you can place the hands on the floor in front of you. This is a yoga we would do in our power yoga move, one of the postures. You lift your hips and you bend your elbows. So you create a platform like a tabletop to put your knees on the back of the elbows, pivot your body slightly forward, and then if you feel comfortable, you can lift your left toe up off the floor. Coming out exactly the same way you went in. The next posture I'm going to explain to you is standing separate leg forehead to knee. It's a compression posture, not a stretch. Start with separating your legs 3 to 4 feet apart. Inhaling your arms over the head, so stretching out of your waistline, palms are together, and your thumbs are crossed. Pull your arms behind your ears and lock the elbows. Stretch up towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin to your chest and round your body down. Trying to bring the forehead to the knee. If the forehead and knee they don't touch, just bend the knee because it is a compression. Forehead has to touch the knee and you round the spine. So you have a front side compression and a back side extension. Back foot is turned out and your back leg is locked. Choking your throat, creating pressure on your thyroid and your parathyroid to release thyroxine into the system to speed up the metabolism. Once you get into your posture, you want to hold and maintain it in a point of stillness for about 20 seconds, focusing only on your breath. When you have finished your posture, you want to come up exactly the same way you went in. Straightening your arms, palms come together in prayer. Engage the core. Inhale, breathing slowly, coming all the way back up to the top. Thanks for joining us today on Fitness RX. If you'd like to know anything else about myself or my studio, go to SarasotaHotYoga.com.